Hi guys, it's just me today and I wanted to do a video because a lot of people have been asking me how we're making money on the road and, you know, being able to live in a van full time and travel and not have jobs. So I thought I'd do this video, and make sure you stick around till the end because I'm also going to give some tips, really good tips, and things that I wish I'd known when I started back 3 years ago doing this, you know, just to make things a lot easier and flow better. So what I do is something called match betting, and it isn't gambling like a lot of people think when I tell them about this. It's actually a risk-free and tax-free way of making money from the online bookmakers promotions. And what you're doing basically is placing two bets. So you're betting for the outcome, say it's a horse race or something, you're betting for the horse to win in the bookie, and you're also betting against that, so for it to lose in the exchange. And how it works is a bookmaker will put out an offer, say it's bet £10, get a £10 free bet. So you'll do the betting for and the betting against, and will make a small qualifying loss, usually under £1, and then that will settle and you'll have your £10 free bet. So the next time you do it, you're actually betting with free money, and that's where the profit comes in. There is a site that I use, and I will share my screen with you and actually show you how I place bets, and I'll give you a little tour of the site that I use as well, because they have some really useful tools. And also when you first start, you'll have all the bookmaker sign-ups to do, which will build you a pot, which is really important, of around, well, it could be anywhere between £600 and £1,000, and then you've got that money to play with. Once you've built up a pot, you can then move on to some of the more advanced stuff, which is all taught in this site that I use, and also some of the casino offers, which a lot of them are risk-free, but some of them can be a low risk, like, you know, maybe £10 or £20. But overall, with the variance taken into account, I do make quite a bit of profit from those every single month. So anyway, enough of the talking. I'm just going to share my screen with you now and show you around the site and how to place bets. Okay guys, so this is the site that I use. It's called Oddsmatcher, and I'll pop a link in the description. And I just wanted to let you know it is an affiliate link, so I will make a small amount if you do carry on and become a member, which obviously I highly recommend. I've been using this site for 3 years now, and it has served me well. So this is my back office, and it will be slightly different to yours if you register, because you can have a free trial, so there won't be as much in the free trial version. This is the paid version, and it's £17.99 a month, so you know it's very, very reasonable for what you get. And they've got all these tutorials down here, so what I would recommend is you go through these. They're really not that long, you know, they're just a few paragraphs, just some training really. So definitely recommend going through all of those. They teach you about match betting, the exchanges, the Oddsmatcher, which is what we use to find what we're going to bet on, understanding liability, which comes up in the exchange. I'll show you that in a sec. And then with the free trial, you get 2 of the offers that you can do, and these are what are going to make you some money. And after doing these 2 offers, you should come up with about £40 in profit. So, you know, you'll have more than enough to go and get the membership. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to place a bet with Betfred. So there is a video guide in here. I'm not going to go through all the guides and all the rest of it, because, you know, you can do that yourself when you've gone through and become a member. So yeah, the guide, there's a pictorial and also a video to show you how to do it. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and place a bet. So what I do is I will open the calculator and the Oddsmatcher. I recommend that you have the guide open as well when you do yours, just so that you can keep referencing back to it. This is the Oddsmatcher, and this is what we use to find what we're going to bet on, because we're not just looking for any random bet, we're actually looking for the odds to be as close together as possible. And this is what this does, so we don't have to manually go through all the bookies and the exchange, etc. So I'll just filter out so that I've only got Betfred showing. The next thing that I'll do is limit the exchanges. You can sign up with Betfair. Betfair is another exchange, and that's what Oddsmonkey will recommend that you do, because they have a new sign-up deal of 0% commission, because you get charged a commission for your bets. But I'm going to use Smarkets because that's the one that I use quite often, and it will tell you in the guide that you need minimum back odds of 2, I think it is, for that particular offer. I've already done the offer, so I am literally just placing a bet for your benefit here. There's no promotion that I'm betting on. So I've put the back odds in for minimum 2, and I want it to finish within a day, so I've moved that arrow down there as well. So I'm going to click apply filter, and then just, apologies for the phone going off in the background, keeps dying and coming back to life again. And then here we go, we've got a few things to bet on. Now I would say to avoid the ones in the red. You will actually make a profit from betting on these, but they're what we call ARBs, and they are an immediate flag to the bookie that you are a match better. We don't want the bookies to know this, so I'd avoid those, and I'd stick with the ones in the sort of 90s range. So what I'm going to do, and it depends entirely on your starting pot, you might need to find lower odds, because the higher the odds, the more money you need available to be able to bet. But because I have the money available, I'm going to go for this one here. I'm going to bet on Sheffield United to win. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on this little arrow, and that has actually brought up Sheffield United in there for me. So I'm going to put £10 in there. I've already got £10 in the account, and then so the odds are 3. So now I'm going to check Smarkets, and find that one. It may be Betfair for you if you're using Betfair. There we go. So the odds in there are 3.05. So now I'm going to go to the calculator, and I'm going to put all the numbers in. So my back stake is £10, the back odds were 3, the lay odds are 3.05, and now in Betfair normally the lay commission is 5%, but if you sign up with them as a new customer, you'll get it at 0% for 30 days. So I'd highly recommend you do it through Betfair to start with. I use Smarkets, they charge a 2% commission, that's why I use them, cheaper commission. So that's telling me that I need to lay £9.90, and I need £20.29 for liability. So altogether in Smarkets I need just over £30. So now I'm going to go back over to Smarkets, and I'm going to enter the £9.90. The blue one is the lay-in one, the green is backing, so make sure you're using the blue one, and it's laid out the same in Betfair as well. It does look a little bit more complicated in Betfair, but it's the pink ones in Betfair, just remember that. So I'm going to place that bet, confirm that bet, and there you go, that's my bet placed, and I've made a qualifying loss of 30p in that one. Now I won't actually get a free bet, but I'll show you what you'll need to do. You'll see in here that you've got free bets. Forgot to place my back bet there, but that's all sorted now. The next time you do it, you'll have a free bet, and the only difference is in the, let me just click on a random thing to bet on. So I'll just tick that. This is just for the sake of showing you. What you'll find is somewhere around here, you'll find a little drop-down menu or a ticky box that has your free betting. So make sure you tick that when you go to do your next bet. So I'm just going to close Betfred for now. And the other change is just in the calculator. You'll change it to free bet SNR. So you'll see, if I place that same bet, I would make £6.47 by using the free bet. So I hope I've explained that well, but just remember there is the video guides in Oddsmonkey as well, and I'll show you the offers as well, the new account offers once you become a paid member. There are tons of them. So you'll have all of these to get through. All these free bets down here. But once you've got the back-in and the lay-in all sorted and clear in your head, it'll take you some time at the beginning, but then you'll be able to move on to some of the more advanced ones. And that's pretty much it, really. That's all you need to learn, is to back and lay, and then everything's step by step in the guides. They've also got a community forum, which is really handy. If you've got any questions, they will actually give you a one-to-one session if you wanted one. And of course, if you need any help from me, you can send me an email or drop a comment in the description, and I'll get back to you. So, now I've shown you how to place the bets. Some of the really helpful tips that I've learned along the way is you may want to consider opening a separate bank account, or maybe you've got a bank account that you don't use much, to get going with the match betting, because, or you can do that sometime in the near future, because it can be quite difficult tracking the money, because you'll get to a point where, if you're starting off with quite a low amount of money, you'll be placing a bet maybe every day or every other day or every few days. But then once you've built up a pot, you'll have money in bookies, exchanges, in your bank account, being withdrawn, etc. So it's much easier to keep track of if you do it through a separate bank account. Another thing is using a spreadsheet or something to keep track of where your money is, so you always know where it is. And I use a spreadsheet. It's just a simple Google spreadsheet that somebody actually shared with me. So what I'll do with that is I'll put the link to it in the description, and you can click through there and I will give you access. And then what you'll need to do then is make a copy of it and get rid of the one that I've shared with you, or keep it for future reference if somebody asks you for it. So yeah, make a copy of it, otherwise I'll see, and everybody that I've shared it with will see what you've been doing. It also keeps track of passwords and things like that, so that's why you need to make a copy of it. Another thing is to, you can start off with as little as £50. I would say a minimum of £50. Some people start with less, but it is quite slow going at first. And I would definitely recommend that you don't spend any of the money that you make from the sign-up offers, because that is what will keep you going. You need a pot of, I'd say, a minimum £800 to £1,000 to keep it going and keep the money coming in. Some people, some of the really big players that do this, they'll have pots of like £10,000. My pot personally is anywhere between 1,000 and 1,500, but I am going to try and grow it as well a little bit more. Another thing that would save a hell of a lot of time in the long run is to have copies of your ID, because a lot of the bookies will ask you for age verification, and the things that I've been asked for are my driving licence, front and back of the driving licence, the bank card that I've used to deposit with, some have asked me for that, a photo, and they ask you to cover up certain numbers on it, so, you know, to keep your privacy. So front and back of the bank card, maybe one to do as and when you get asked for it, just because the numbers can be different for covering up. Copy of a utility bill that is less than 3 months old. I've been asked for that. I think you can use bank statements for that as well. So it's a good idea to have these stored on your computer or your phone ready, so that when you get asked, you can immediately sort of pass on the information, and then it will just make the process flow a lot quicker, because they usually ask when you go to withdraw your money. But yeah, having all of those things in place will help you along the way. Another thing I use to bring in a little bit of extra cash is a site called Appen. I have a contract with them, and that is just rating ads on Instagram. There's only an hour a day, and sometimes it's less, but the pay is $14 an hour, and you get paid for what you do. So if it's just half an hour, you get paid for the half an hour, and they pay once a month. So that's another good way. And just for a little bit of extra pocket money, because that's all it really is, I do a few surveys if I have time, or, you know, if I'm twiddling my thumbs, and that brings in a little bit. It really isn't much for the time that you do, but, you know, if I need a little bit extra, then I use that to top it up as well. So hope I've explained it all well, and if you need any help with anything, then just let me know in the description, or send me an email. That's always in the description as well. And happy match betting.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know.